Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Aligning with Success. I'm your co-host, Mike Demuccio. We're waiting on Dave. He'll be coming in, Dave Rolfe. And this is week 37, the first Monday following the NECANN 50th convention. And as we mentioned last week, this will probably be the day that we change the format of this call so that this call becomes more of a functional call in relation to those of you who are actively building an organization. Let me repeat that. For those who are actively building an organization, that is the focus of this call. Always has been, but just to state it clearly so we're not confused with the terminology building a business, which could mean for some of you building a retail business. In this regard, we're talking about building an organization, and that's really the focus of the convention. A lot of what NECANN covered in the 50th anniversary convention was an ode to the past, but a very, very clear indication that the future of NECANN is growth. There is a solid commitment on the parts of not just the company, but leaders, and we're going to hear from some of them tonight, I hope, to help facilitate the growth of NECANN to 500 million. And that includes some new tools and some new and more coming. Luis alluded to a few things that were in the pipeline. I'm aware of one that I'm expecting we'll see probably in January. That will blow the lid off of this. I can promise you. I've seen the working prototype. So I did want to maybe start off briefly with a few of you who were at the convention and keep your comments brief so that we can actually get to some content tonight. But if you were at the convention, if you would give us your 1 minute synopsis, if I and what will you change as a result of what you experienced at the convention? And yes, please raise your hand that way we can do the pecking order. Lynn.
Me, I was very impressed with how clear Louise's message was. I have to say, his English was very clear, but I totally heard a very confident man. He's saying, "This is where I'm going. Come along with me if you want." But I also heard, "If this is not for you, it's okay. And let's respect our past, but let's build a future. I'm going forward." For me, that was very, what's the word, strong message. And there is no one, why not go forward? That's all I can say. That was very clear for me.
Now, Lynn, as a result of our lunch on Friday with Luis, the Canadian team met with Luis, the chapter in Canada that's leading the charge in Canada. Um, you also made a commitment. You are one who made a commitment to Luis. Would you
Yes.
share with that? Would you share what that
Uh, we
was?
um, we talked about the vision of in next 5 years for NECANN and what part of Canada is going to be in that vision as far as um, the growth, and we agreed to a significant increase among all of us, and that's what we're going to be working on in the next 5 years, the expansion of Canada, and to be very a valid country that is contributing as significant as other countries that are in Latin America.
To be specific, we compared ourselves to the production of Latin America on a per capita basis, requiring us to grow by a factor of 20. That's the Canadian market. And Lynn, what's your contribution personally out of that? What's the benefit to you in the end?
What's the benefit for me?
Well, no,
So
there was a specific rank.
the rank for me is diamond. Diamond that will
Diamond.
produce significant income for me and my family.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Mary Ellen?
Between the lunch Friday, the conversation I had with you over lunch Saturday, and what I observed at the convention, here is the practical difference. Today, I asked four people this. I said, I am changing my role with Niken. I am a headhunter for people who are competent at building networks because the company needs to grow from 2.5% market penetration to at least double that. I am looking for people between the ages of 30 and 60 who are hungry, maybe are doing well, but feel there's something missing, who are determined and who have a deep desire to find or to do good in the world. Could you please give me one name that fits those criteria? And today I have asked four people. I have enjoyed asking them. All four of them said that they would think about it, and I told all four of them I would get back to them in a few days for their answer.
Fantastic. Wow. That's how you leverage your existing network to help identify the qualifications, the quality and the qualifications of the person you want to approach with this. Now, can you imagine receiving a call from Mary Ellen and that call starts off with, "My name is Mary Ellen. I know you don't know me, but we know we have a common friend, a mutual acquaintance." And I was recently in a conversation with them, sharing with them what we were up to, myself and a team of people, along with a premier technology company looking to expand in North America. And I gave her the following criteria. And of all the people she knows, she said that was you. She described that to me that was a lot like you. Would you agree with her? Imagine that being a conversation that you just got a phone call from somebody and somebody was referred you because they thought highly of you and it was very specific what it was that they were looking for. I would say that's a very big compliment and you would probably be very open to listen. Mary Ellen, did you also have a goal in this?
My immediate goal is to find two such people by the end of October. Ultimate goal is qualified diamond business doing at least 100,000 points per month. Beyond that, Royal Diamond, but diamond is clearly where we need to go next, a qualified diamond. So
Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Anyone else at the convention would like to share your take, your 2 cents? Paula?
Yeah, I was at the event that you were going to go from Diamond to Royal Diamond with Bob Proctor, and you publicly declared that's what you were going to do, and that's what I did at the convention, that by 2030 I'll be Diamond.
Fantastic. Sounds a lot different than the kind of conversations we've been having on this call in the past. Anyone else? Yes, Gloria.
Hi, Mike. Um, so many wonderful points, but I remember when Luis was talking about products on the shelf, and it's a year or better when he has to make the decision to tell the vendors, we just can't, we're not selling it, we just can't order from you. And he had been leading up to that point, and I remember writing in my notebook, contact all your wholesale shoppers and your customers that if they're in love with a product, they need to reach out to someone and tell them about it and refer them back to me if they don't want to do that work. Because if that product that they love so much isn't sold, they won't have it. And I just wanted to plant that seed with them to then spur them thinking outside of themselves. And I said it on stage, when I know that my ripple effect is doing something for a family and their family and then the community, he gave me the corporate point of view that when I don't do my job and move products, then there's vendors and vendors' families and their community, and it's such a bigger impact and a bigger worldview that he gave us during that time.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up because often the criticism he receives for a product being discontinued is coming from a consumer mentality. The distributor is acting like a customer, not a distributor, and complaining that now they don't have access to that product. And then the question invariably comes from him, how many of them did you sell? And when they don't say anything, the answer is obvious. So, yes, I think it's valid, it's fair. And the other point that he made was sell the product you love. You want that product to be available? Sell the product you love. And boy, that should be pretty easy to talk about because you love it. And so it's really interesting that he would say focus on a product because it is difficult to introduce the entire repertoire of products to someone. You have to do it as a concept, and that's fine. Do it as a concept. You're going to see in a minute the concept, the presentation that they delivered, which I think is excellent, and we're going to adopt. But when you then focus on a product, that you bring that product to life, you bring that story to life, then it becomes the product that you're going to likely influence them most with, barring they have a particular issue that that you want to address. Norma. Okay, guys, you got to really familiarize
I know.
yourself with how to unmute.
I know. Sorry about that. Anyway, what I enjoyed, what they did mention, and maybe it's nothing doing what you're saying exactly, but um, they said it's like a reunion, and it is. I kind of got excited, like I was going home for the first time in a long time, or going to, I won't say a class reunion because to me it was closer than it was more family than a class reunion getting there. And I got to feed off of other people. And the AI program, it was so simple that I could throw out tips and seeds out just so instantly. And after the event, I even went to some friends, and it was exciting because I was telling the daughter about some issues that she had with her knee, trying to give her some samples. And the mom was listening in. So that was just enough to get you a little bit stirred up at the same time. So I'm anxious to get started a little bit too. And I've been one of them in the background, and I don't want to be in the background. Thanks.
Terrific. Kind of feels like the first day of school, after the summer holidays, and everybody's kind of waiting to tell their story and what they did for summer. Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So, well, one thing there's new very short videos that simplify body, mind, family, society, and finances with new terminology, but those are going to be useful to share individually or as a playlist or in a playlist. And my goal at the beginning of the year was to receive a check in December for $100,000 from Nikken, and it still is that. Um, the the best part was the lunch that we had together, Mike, with a few other people. And also the best part was that it got me traveling and meeting other people on planes or in the hotel. And there are, of course, continued conversations to be had from those people. I've got two numbers and two conversations started. So uh, that was really the highlights for me.
And did you come away with a goal?
Well, my goal is still that 100,000 in December, but that would bring me to diamond in December.
Okay. Do you feel that well, let's not get into the details of that.
Do
Let's
I?
leave it at that.
I don't
Let's
know
leave it.
exactly how that's going to
No, 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 no.
happen.
Let's not go there. Let's not go
Okay.
how. And quite frankly, you don't know how you're going to get there until you get there. But when you set your sights on something, then you start to scan the world from a different frequency, and you will start to see what is in harmony with that frequency. So if you are absolutely immutable, immutatable, what's the word I'm looking for? Unmovable and unshakable in this objective, then you're going to start to look at the world differently. You're going to pay attention to conversations differently. You're going to look for and communicate differently with people who will resonate with that message or with that vision. So this is what I've learned from everything I've been taught and read that's how you harmonize with the outcome. So thanks for that, Paul. Jeannie.
Yes, towards the end, Luis had said not taking a risk is the biggest risk. And that really resonated with me. And since Maggie McKee up in Canada had said Team Expansion Canada, I have thought Team Expansion Arizona.
Hmm.
And I have really wanted that for a long time, but I haven't taken the risk. And so I'm taking the risk. And so I'm
Fantastic.
working on what that's going to look like.
Fantastic. So you're going to own Arizona, are you? Good
Own
stuff.
Arizona, the biggest team Arizona's ever seen in NECANN.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of gets me jazzed up. That's the kind of thing I stand by for ABC calls with. I know Dave does too. Those are the kind of calls we absolutely pee down one leg waiting for, you know? So anybody else? Anyone else want to share before we switch gears here? You were at the convention. What? Yeah, Connie?
Okay, we just got back from from Nashville to the farm, and I loved everything Luis said, his authenticity and the transparency, and talking about the company in real terms, and really telling us what's going on, and reconnecting with so many different people, and just loved all of that, the enthusiasm. Um, my goal is to get you, Michael, to Chicago before the end of the year with a group of at least 20 overly excited people to get started. That's my goal because I want to kick off the next year really big.
Woo-ha! I'm in. That's a goal. I like that. We're going to kick off 2026 with some action. You know, it really does feel like 1991 for me because this is kind of how 1991 started. It was a buzz. We had all these great expectations. We had a future that we knew was going to be self-evident, and that's just really where we're at. I love these new tools we're getting in a minute. So, anybody else before we switch to that? Go ahead, jump in. Can't hear you. D, can't hear you. You have to unmute. It's got to be there somewhere.
Yeah, there it is.
There
Okay.
you go.
Sorry about that. I'm with Connie, and Connie and I have been, and Tom have been cohorts in several events in Chicago area. So I'm looking forward to tapping into that again, having you here, Mike, and getting people aware of Nikan and the possibilities that it can be for them and for their loved ones. And at the end of my little sharing, when we were all on stage, I said I ache for the young people. They're under a lot of stress, anxiety, depression, not sure where to go with their lives, purpose, mission, any of that. And I come home, and my neighbor stepped over this morning and was asking about her weekend. She was at a funeral of her friend's grandson who died of an overdose. So it was just another piece of more people have to know that there's a better way of living life and feeling good, feeling happy, and being part of a solid, life-giving community.
That's awesome, Dee. I think that was a very, very powerful message that came across. We had a guest speaker from Latin America, one of my diamonds, Royal Diamonds, and and Susana Hernandez, and she was brilliant. She was so alive and so electric. But what was interesting was how much she took from your stories. I don't know if you've been watching her posts, She was videoing the entire time, creating social media content the entire time. She was on her phone recording and then posting clips and things like that. And if you go to her channels, you'll see some of you that she interviewed, and some of the commentary she gave me was just how passionate and how purposeful a life well lived looks like through the lens of people who are committed to Nikken and have experienced this in hindsight. Many of us, when we got up on stage, we were brought up 1 year, 5 years, 10 years in Nikken, 15 years in Nikken, 20 years in Nikken, 25 years in Nikken, and 30 plus years in Nikken. So we all had a chance to go up and be recognized and say a few words. And well, that gives you a real picture, doesn't it? That Nikken really creates an experience. It's an experience that lives with you, that can embrace every aspect of your life and fuel it. And our whole new terminology, look and feel, is so much more aligned with that. They're really spoon feeding us the images and the language that I think is going to help us go hyper growth. And if there's not anybody else, I'd like to share something that they shared with us that's available online. It's also available as a downloadable format. And as was mentioned, there are going to be a series of videos, a clip. It's a short 60-second clip of each of the pillars, and a 1 to 2 minute testimonial from a consultant about that pillar. And it's sort of how it brings the pillar to life and how they've brought the pillar to life in their life. These are tools that are going to be phenomenal for your social media, phenomenal for any of your live events. And live events is where we're going, guys. That's what the call to action is, especially in the Canadian marketplace. We've already talked about this. Last week, we brought this up in our call that we need to transition from the online community to the community that reaches into the community. Instead of patting each other on the back and seeing each other on a Zoom call, there's no replacing live and in person. We just experienced that. And so we got to bring our brand of Nikken, our vibration of Nikken into the community where you live. And so let me share with you one of the tools. Dave, are you okay if I just proceed with that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Okay,
just listening to the wonderful stories.
Cool. So I'm going to share with you the presentation that Nikken shared with us as a PowerPoint, complete with video content. And the way it is, the way it sets up the process of information for a live event is just really sweet. It's simple, it's understandable, and it provides the interaction. You can do this as a one-on-one. You could do this, in a coffee shop. You can do this in your living room. You can do this anywhere. It's a lot simpler than anything we've done. And all the stuff that we've got, all those other tools are still available for the person who wants to dig. So this is really the cursory view of Nikken. They're calling it Nikken Wellness in 3. There's no in on this, or N3 anyway, just Nikken and Wellness in 3. So really the 3 things that you're going to share: the company, the product, the business. So this is kind of an overview. The story, 5 principles, and then you end that section with your personal story of why you joined Nikken. Then you transition to the product. You connect with nature video. So the first is the story video. The first is the connect with nature video. 2 is technologies, where you showcase some of the technologies. Maybe again, now where you feature through your personal product testimonial. So you end that section with a testimonial. Then the business, the 3 paths for involvement in Nikken, your circle of influence, and then your personal story of the business. So let's see how this goes. So basically, you start with questions. Do you want to feel good every day? What makes you feel good? This is the interactive part. So if you have a live audience, you ask, you get some feedback. It's not rhetorical. You want interaction. What is something that makes you feel good that you're not doing today? This is an especially good question, especially if you're in on a one-on-one and somebody's willing to open up to you. And then comes the video.
50 years ago, Nikken was born from a dream to create more natural and effective products that would help people live better. Today, it's a global brand with a presence in 11 countries and a pioneer in wellness solutions inspired by nature. Our mission is to empower people to create a natural, healthy, and economically viable lifestyle. Today, thousands of people around the world choose to be part of this community because they have found in Nikken an alternative to live in balance. Through our empowered living philosophy as a way to feel good every day, we rely on 5 simple, powerful, and actionable principles to make this possible. Strengthen your mindset, increase your vitality, strengthen your relationships, contribute to society, diversify your finances. With Nikken, you'll find innovative products, a supportive community, and an opportunity to share well-being while building a balanced life. Discover how you can also start empowering your life and feeling good every day.
So that's the first video. Oops. And then we go into the principles, 5 principles, which you all know, and some of the things that people can do. This is kind of, giving people a way of turning the theory into reality. These are various things that people can do, and you can share this with them. Then we go into the Connect video. This is an abbreviated version of this video.
In a world constantly evolving, we've found inspiration in nature's timeless solutions. Nature is our guide, offering forms more efficient than we ever imagined. In a natural environment, the spring water is filtered, purified, and filled with minerals that are essential for maintaining optimal functions in our body for a smart hydration. The Earth's magnetic field influences organisms in many ways: navigation, finding their way, or even for communication. By using magnetic and massage stimulation, we are seeking to influence the body's natural responses to restore balance and support in our increasing stressful world. Air abundant in negative ions can be experienced as a fresh air feeling, such as the revitalizing air near waterfalls and forests. Ionization technologies enhance indoor air quality and overall wellness, bringing pure air to our home. Ceramic reflective fibers work like the sun's spectrum, bringing this comforting technology to our homes. Using energy from our bodies and the environment, these fibers gently reflect a soothing warmth, promoting a sense of well-being for less stress, restful sleep, and vital energy. The Earth provides nutrients that allow for the creation of natural products, which contribute to a healthy diet. Our overall approach aims to bring balance in the 5 principles, bringing nature into your home. Together, we can make a better world where we not only survive, but thrive. And you, how do you connect with nature?
And then we go into the categories, and you can let them know and showcase whatever products you have on hand, especially if it's a live in-home or a hotel setting or something like that. Otherwise, maybe refer to your PWP if you're doing this as a one-on-one, or if you have a printed catalog, definitely go that route. I kind of like the PWP approach because and speaking of which, one of the things that you're going to see in a matter of weeks is a new PWP, a really better version of everything we've got. We were given a preview, and you're going to really like this, making the experience better for everybody. Then we transition to the business.
Have you considered a path where well-being accompanies you and opportunities grow with you? In today's world, income diversification is a strategy for building a solid future, and above all, the peace of mind you deserve. Diversify your finances and empower your life with Nikken. Nikken offers you a smart, purposeful business model to make this a reality. The philosophy here is simple. You can choose how you earn. You can generate additional income to indulge yourself with the pleasures that fill your life with joy, or build a supplemental income that relieves monthly pressure and allows you to save and invest in your future with more security. Or you can even decide to make it a meaningful income, which gives you the freedom to design life your way. And the extraordinary thing is that each path has the same origin, the simple and powerful act of sharing well-being and connecting people with a solution. Because when you diversify your finances, you don't just transform your future, you transform your world. Empower your life and feel good every day.
Then we get into the details, where your passion for wellness transforms into a desire to share. It's where you generate an extra income and a positive impact in the lives of family and friends. So it's your sort of your immediate sphere of influence. Build where your passion finds structure. It's a path where you cultivate a community and build a supplemental source of income. It is a greater commitment to extend your circle of influence. And then finally, lead, where transform your passion into purpose, a path where you foster the growth of others and generate a meaningful source of income. You empower your team and build a legacy that inspires your entire community. Great language, great visually in your mind. You can see where this is going. As an example, share your experience once a week. Experience 1 to 3 products with your friends and family to earn that extra income. For supplemental income, maybe increase that to 3 presentations a week, experience 5 to 10 of the NICAN products, and extend your circle of influence. And then finally, daily presentations where you can experience 10 or more of the NICAN products outside and influence outside of your circle of influence. And so this gives us a visual sort of in our own mind definitions of what we're talking about. And then, of course, we end on that beautiful notion of Mr. Osamu Masuda, our founder, who said, "You are irreplaceable because you are you." So that's the message of NICAN in a very short, concise, and simple way to deliver it. Again, all of these presentations revolve around you sharing your story at the end of each section. So at the end of each of those sections, you would share your personal story of the business, of the products, etc. So, any comments or questions about that? Let's talk about another tool. Some of you have had the opportunity to now experience the other tool, the new tool. How many of you have posted using NICAN AI? Gloria, those of you who put your hand up, do you want to unmute and just tell us what's your experience of this so far?
Once I updated my phone, which was slowing it down and not letting me do it properly, I had learned a little bit about AI, and I told some other friends today that when Ali was teaching us and the way they were explaining it, I could have been totally wrong, but I felt as if I was doing her job. It was like, create this marketing thing and create that. And I'm like, no, Gloria doesn't want to do that. And then they put this tool in my phone to do a couple of clicks, have the wording correct, everything's compliant, and posting and sharing my life, NICAN's life, and Shelley, who taught us, she said, we're going to be encouraged to put it on our personal rather than our business Facebook posts to reach a wider audience. I'm excited. It's easy and duplicatable.
And that's the best news of it all, because when you think AI and you think social media, the first thing that comes to mind, particularly in our generation, is, oh, I'm too afraid, I don't know anything. And yet here we have an example of how quick and easy to convert to somebody who's actually excited about it. Jeannie?
Yeah, it is quick and easy. And I kind of poke around and do things and post stuff. And then I go, well, but these look really good. And I've been poking around a little bit today since we got home and on my computer, which is different than my phone. So, but yeah, I like it a lot. I've gotten responses from people I've been seeing what other people are posting too, because we're all kind of friends and stuff. And I love that. It's very simple, easy to do, and you feel like you've done something, and then you go back and look, see at who's responding. I'm getting responses from people that are not in NECAN, which is great. And then I can message them and ask them questions, bring them, into a message. So
This was the one thing that we absolutely need and needed to be able to consider going forward and expanding our reach. We needed the means because most of us are a little gun shy around that. And this tool will really, I mean, will just accelerate this so many ways. And I've got it on my phone. I'll share with you in a second. Norma, you
Yes.
unmuted, so share with us.
Okay. What I tried to do is there's a little question on there that says that you can surprise me. And what it does, it creates its own story after you put all your information in there. And it's really bizarre because it knows you and it kind of comes out and comes with it picks out a picture, but you have options to fine tune it. You don't have to go with its wording or its pictures. Like it showed me as a guy riding a horse. Well, I'm not a guy, but you can go back in there and pick and choose, and you can go in there and answer the questions are pointed out. And it, like you say, it's compliance. We don't have to worry about, oh, did I say something wrong? Because it corrects it for you. It puts it in the right wording. So it's kind of nice. And
Thank
then
you.
use,
And it learns. It doesn't,
yes,
it's not just the few questions that you put in to give it a start. It's going to learn how you think, how you communicate using your expressions and so forth. Over time, it'll become much more like you. So here's an example. I'm going to pin my screen here so you can all have a look. So here I've logged in, and it says, let's get started. So far, the one I've really, so it says grow my social presence. I'm going to click on that, and AI comes up, and you see that button, surprise me. That's an option, or I can do quick post or selfie AI. There's a few options here. I'm going to keep the current selection right now. So I put a few photos in there, but you could add photos or you can
enlarge
connect
it?
the photos.
Can
Can
you
I
do
enlarge it?
full screen? You're only on a partial screen.
That's you. You have
if
to change
everybody
your
puts it
settings.
on, yeah, put it on speaker view.
I'm on. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm going to click surprise me and see what it comes up with based on what it knows about me so far.
Where do you get the app?
We'll talk about that in a sec.
Okay.
Okay, you can't really see this. I can't give it to you in a way. So here it is. So it's written this, feeling inspired today by Tony Robbins, because it knows that I like personal development. His insights on personal growth and achieving success push me to think bigger and strive for more. There's a rocket. What motivates you to reach your goals? Let's chat about the mentors who've influenced our paths. And then underneath there's hashtags. Hashtags, of course, reach or expand your reach. So the hashtags it's got is personal development, hashtag inspiration, hashtag success journey. And then one of the images that it came up, it generated for me is this image, which as you can see are a lot of words. I mean, words on that you would have on a poster or whatever. I can
Life
change the
cycle
image
plan.
on a life cycle plan. I could change the image or just go with this one. So, and it's already compliant. It's already checked. It's compliant. So if I click post, then what'll happen is it says I'm all set. So I can click post now. And this is Facebook I selected, by the way. So it automatically goes to my Facebook. What I do here now is in my Facebook, what's on your mind, I'm going to press paste. It's already in there. So I'm going to click paste, and there it is. It pops up. Now I have to add the photo. So I click on the photo, and guess what? Now I've got my photos managed, so I have to allow more photos, select more photos. And there it is. There's the photo that came up. So I'm going to select the photo that it chose. done. And that's it. Well, it's taken a second because it's uploading. But once I hit post, it's done. So there it is. It's all populated on my Facebook, and just click post. And I just posted. And what's so amazing about this is I don't have to be clever. I don't have to come up with it's coming up. It's coming up with it for me. But guess what I'm going to start thinking about? What it's thinking. And I'm going to start coming up with my own. And then on top of that, if that's not enough, it prompts me. Have you guys checked your emails? And it tells you, hey, do a post. So it's on my case to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's posting with regularity. And it's exactly the tool that we need to become comfortable with the idea that we can actually express ourselves through social media. It gives us the compliance factor. It's creative. It'll be more creative as you teach it, as it learns from you. So it's a beautiful tool to help us expand. So we've got an AI tool now. Laura, you have your hand up? Fire away.
You want to tell them how much?
$9 a month. $9 a month. And you have this incredible tool at your disposal. That's a very, 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 very incredibly, very discounted price from what these guys charge the rest of the world, because Nikken is subsidizing it.
First month free.
Oh yeah, that's true too. So in order to get you logged in on this, signed in on this, it was Nikken.ai. So, I believe it was Nikken.ai. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nikken.ai? Is it
Do you go to your place? Do you go to your Play Store?
No. Just go to URL Nikken.ai. Type that in and go to the.
Wait a minute.
Okay, Barbara.
If you have used this particular company in the past when Eric Worre was promoting it, it's not easy to switch over to the Nikken use or the Nikken AI.
You need to start a new account with a new email. That's easy.
Yeah, you do. And I reached out to the link that was posted on the WhatsApp, and I got a response back exactly what to do on how to do, because even though I hadn't used it in about a year, my information was still in their database. And so it wasn't letting me update to the Nikken site. So they told me
how many of you are already
delete it.
Hang on a second,
then
Barbara.
go
Barbara,
forward.
I want to make sure your comment is relevant. How many of you already have an account on NowSite?
Have an account where?
Previous to Nikken, have an account with NowSite. NowSite is the tool. Probably nobody.
I
So
had
let's
it, Michael, and same as Barb, and the lady helped me very quickly to just change your password, and I can now upgrade it and put my information that's relevant versus what I did 2 years ago.
Okay. So not too many of you does this information apply to, and I imagine going forward, pretty much nobody. So I'm bringing that up because I want to make sure that commentaries on our chats are relevant. And you need to be aware of that. Be aware of whether or not what we're bringing up is relevant for the rest of the group, because it's a new tool. This is a very new tool for most of network marketing at large, especially for Nikken. So I'm encouraged by the fact that we have this tool, because now there is no excuse, guys. No excuse at all. Ron, you were at the event, and I want to get your take on it. What was the highlight, your takeaway, your 1 minute, 2 minute takeaway from this convention?
My takeaway would be that there's so many tools relevant for today with Nikken that there's no excuse not to take your business forward. And when we've penetrated 1% of the market, the opportunity, basically, we can look at this 50 years coming up as start over or restart, but the tools are here, relevant tools And it's exciting. I mean, we can reach everybody relatively easy. And one thing I was going to share with AI, Mike, was that viewing the AI as a partner, not as a tool. And it was, you mentioned where it was learning you, and it knew some attributes for you, and it was learning that. I think that's really valuable. So the more we use it and the more we work with it, the better AI gets, but also the better we get. So I'm excited. I think the tools are here. NECANN has really worked hard to give us relevant, timely tools. And of course, there's no substitute for one-on-one personal conversation. But oh my gosh, you got something to open up the door. Pam and I both posted at that event, and I think she had 34 likes. I had 51. So I guess AI treated me better than her. But the point is, just in that short amount of time, there was immediate feedback. And I honestly, not for that, I probably wouldn't have posted anything. Susana Hernandez, oh my gosh, she's a rock star doing that. But this tells us how easy it is. And I probably, I took more than 2 minutes, you told me, but I was excited. So Pam and I have two accounts, one for each of us have our own. Let us reach all of the contacts that we have.
Fantastic. Fantastic, Ron. Thank you. I'll get to you in a second, Paula. One of the things that was really exciting for me to witness at the event was we had young people. There was, I don't know, maybe 20 people that were below 40. And that was pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting that. And so for me, that was incredibly encouraging because that is a demographic that we want to blow up. And it starts somewhere, and it looks like it started. So we can fan the flames of that and maybe invite those people to host their own Zoom. And then we can eavesdrop on them and maybe invite people to join their call who are of that age demographic. So I think that's where we're headed. Paula?
That was my thought exactly. The problem for most businesses, whether it's traditional online or whatever, is marketing. And Isama Masuda went door to door with his insoles 50 years ago. 25 years ago, when I got involved, it was all in-person, word-of-mouth advertising, product demos, and that's it. But today, it's social media. And for us old farts who really aren't into social media that much, last year they talked about ChatGPT, but now you're still faced with having to do content creation and this and that and everything. And I think it's brilliant that this NECANN AI came out because it's for those of us who can't or won't create our own stuff. The app does it for you. So I think that this is really good. And I also think it's a way to connect with the younger generation and say, hey, you don't have to create any content. It's all done for you. All you have to do is put it out there and easy peasy,
Yeah. And by the way, the videos we mentioned earlier, which cover each of the 5 principles, along with the testimonial video, those are really solid. They were really, really well done.
Yeah.
And again, just an amazing tool to support whatever event you're going to host. I would be doing them for certain at an event. I would most certainly do interludes of the event with those clips.
And are those available in the back office now?
They will be. I'm not sure if they're up yet, but they
Okay.
were expected to be up imminently. So yeah, back office, look under new tools. That's an area to go to. Let's see. They're
on YouTube too, Mike.
Okay, perfect. Oh, I was going to say, if you have not yet linked or joined Instagram, make that your priority this week. Join Instagram, create an Instagram account. It's as easy as any account you've ever created, Facebook, whatever. And follow Niken's Instagram account. Follow Niken's Instagram account because it is beautiful. The content that they have there is spectacular. And when you have somebody who wants to know more about Niken and they're looking to do some research, send them to the Niken Instagram account. And what they're going to see are beautiful images with short video clips of the products, captions. It speaks our language. It talks about and features Niken benefits in so many practical ways. It's a very dynamic way of showcasing Niken. And again, especially for a generation that's on Instagram, that is more utilized in that way than is Facebook. Facebook is great, but like I said, they just go to the Niken Instagram page and they're going to see. In fact, let me just show you because it really, if you see it, then you'll understand why it's so relevant. Instagram, go to Niken. So I'm bringing up, and then you can go to Susanna. You can look her up as well and start following her. You can also look up Niken Latam. Here's Niken headquarters. So here's the Niken. I'm going to do that again. Pin the page. Okay, so here's the Niken page, and they've got all the fresh air, smart hydration, whatever. But look at these things here. All the stuff that they're putting out is just top of the line. It shows somebody, a company that's very relevant, and all of these images. Some of them are videos. Oops, let me back up. Some of them are video clips. So let me just click one. I don't have the volume on this one.
Can you ask the Zoom user to mute so that we can see your screen instead of Zoom user?
Find call. Reconnect to feel whole. Empowered living with Niken.
Guy's coverage, and then they go to a 2 deep beer, and he knows that he doesn't
So
have
very short.
it comes down immediately.
Somebody is on the call making that sound. So just go and look at it. Just go and look at it. You don't even need an account, by the way, to go to Instagram, I don't think, if you do it online. But what you have here is also content that you can share on your social media. So as you start to familiarize yourself posting something, you'll notice every now and then I post one of Niken's Instagrams or Facebooks on our WhatsApp chat. So you can copy the link and then send it to somebody. And then they click on the link and they're going to see what you're seeing. So there's really, really excellent content. And we definitely want to get very, very familiar with sharing. Sharing is the key. That's what our job is. Barbara?
Is Suzanne Hernandez presentation the entire presentation going to be available? I've watched clips of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing, and I would love to hear her entire presentation.
I don't think it was recorded for the sake of releasing it, so I don't remember seeing that. But then Luis had his daughter there, and she was doing some videoing, as was her husband. So I don't know. I can't say for sure. There you go. So we got a good start to the next phase, the next part of this journey. Again, more tools to come, and like I said, I'm particularly excited about one that's going to be starting in development in October that will be released in January. That will help us attract a whole audience of people who are already equipped to share Niken. But you'll have to stand by for that. So let's start building this business, this network, expanding our network. And I just want to reemphasize the point. I think that the thing that I took away from this is everyone who spoke had such a connection to purpose and meaning that Niken is a spark in their life. Niken is like something that fuels purpose and passion in their life.
Mhm.
And we're not talking about people who are necessarily rock stars in Nikken. They're just people who've been at it for a while. A recent post, if you go to Susanna Hernandez, I saw her post before coming on this call. Maybe I'll find it for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Here it is.
We can't see it because Sue's not muted.
Oh, thank you.
I use Nikan sauce. And I use Blackfoot, use all of the nutrition. I drink Nikan water every day. I sleep on Nikan products. And I sit in my truck on the Nikan product. To be 90 years old and still driving and still moving with the help of the Lord.
Wow. And also, I know that you is that
To be a silver.
wow. Thank you. What do you want to tell to the people to live? Or what you recommend?
The people that try the Nikan water and try all of the Nikan products, including the nutritional products. They are fantastic. Life changing. They make you happy.
Isn't that fantastic? I mean, what is that worth? You can't buy that kind of advertising. That's so amazing. Now, what's so beautiful is, oh, here, let me show you. So I can share with the click of one button. So spotlight for everyone. I can click. See the one on this side here. It's like a check mark with arrows right there where my finger is, right above my fingernail. That there, that check mark with the arrows. That means that's a new feature with Instagram. I click that and it will share that to my Instagram page so that my Instagram audience is going to see that. So now we can share other people's content that we feel excited about. And I think I've already shared it, but yeah, I think I have. So there you go. There's another way to take advantage of some amazing social media tools that are already there for us. And as people see this, as they start to see what you're connected to, then they're going to become curious. They're going to be more likely to be open to receiving a call or a message from you because it feels good. And that's what we're all about, right? We're all about. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it, but it's on my the sweatshirt from that we received at the Nikken convention. It was the 50 years. So anyway, that's it for tonight. We've got all the reason in the world to really shout from the rooftops. This is different. I don't know. I know for some of you who weren't there, it's more difficult for you to grasp this and feel this, but I'm hoping through our conversation tonight, you're getting a sense. You're getting a real sense that it's not Nikken as usual. There's like a real desire, and it's not a frenetic desire. It's a real deep desire to share this with purpose and passion. It's not like, oh, it's nothing like that. It's like meaningful and purposeful. Did you get that feeling? Those of you who were at Nikken, the convention, it's like It's like, this is the
That's
real deal.
exactly, Mike,
Yes.
what I felt from Louise's message. That's what I called it, concrete. It was so clear. I know where I'm going. Come with me. And I've never heard that like that before.
Excellent. Yeah.
Wasn't
And I've been
hype.
to other situation like where there were a lot of hype, but that's not what I felt here. I felt concrete message, stability, knowing where I'm going, and that's who you want to follow.
And there's another energy product that's possibly coming. We kind of tested it.
Yes, we did.
And yeah,
It's a drink mix. Actually, correction, it's not a mix. It's a bottle. It's going to come in packs of bottles in glass. And we did a taste test so that they can narrow it down. But it's some really souped up stuff that even my daughter would take. And she's pretty particular about anything that goes in her body. So it's a real souped up energy drink that I think we can look forward to doing really well, especially with a generation that is looking to get a little bit of a boost. You know, those booster drinks and all that are garbage. This will really help. Barbara, you have your hand up for something?
Just something quick. With everything that you brought back from Nashville, plus the momentum that's been building with the Power Hour, we've got it made because the Power Hour has been building every week. And it's been fun, and people are getting back into communicating again.
And posting can be part of your Power Hour. It did come up, by the way. Power Hour came up quite a bit at the convention. So yes, it's working. Bela?
I wasn't there, but I wanted to mention that that's the momentum that I've been living with because of how Nikken has changed my life. And that is exactly the momentum that made me want to share with others that if this can happen to me from where I was pretty rock bottom with my health and look where I am now, imagine what it can do for you. So I'm right. My comment is now a little delayed because I put my hand up when you said something to that regard.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
yeah. So I just wanted
All
to say
right.
that.
Thank you so much, Bela. All right, everybody. That's it for tonight. See you again next week. And hopefully next week, you'll be telling us what you've been doing, sharing with the group what you've been up to. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Good night.
Thank you.